We have known for quite a while now that omega-3 fatty acids can play an important role in improving long-term health, especially when it comes to heart health, brain function, and lowering inflammation. But how can you know if you are actually getting enough? The omega-3 index might be the answer. Hi, I'm Valerie, a wellness nurse. I believe that no matter your age or current health status, that you have the power to take charge of your well-being and live a longer, healthier life. My goal is to share with you the knowledge and tools that will empower you to make that happen. In this video, I'm going to explain what the omega-3 index is, why it matters, and what you can do to optimize your levels. I'll be talking about the science behind it, why you want to maintain an optimal range, and if you should get tested or if you can simply focus on improving your intake of omega-3 rich foods. The omega-3 index is a blood test that measures the percentage of two essential omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, in the membranes of your red blood cells. It tells you your omega-3 status over the past 3 to 4 months, much like A1C levels gives insight into long-term blood sugar control. The amount of EPA and DHA in red blood cells is a strong indicator of how much is available to support heart, brain, eye, and joint health. Research has shown that people with higher omega-3 index levels tend to have better cardiovascular health, lower levels of chronic inflammation, and even a reduced risk of death from all causes. So most people do know that omega-3s are important, but what makes this test valuable is its ability to give a more precise picture of your long-term omega-3 intake and absorption. Unlike measuring omega-3s from a single meal or supplement, this test looks at how well your body has incorporated EPA and DHA into your cells over time. Experts have identified that an omega-3 index of 8 to 12% is the optimal range for long-term health. At this level, omega-3s offer the most cardiovascular protection, support brain function, and help regulate inflammation. Unfortunately, studies show that most people, especially those following the usual American or Western diet, are far below this ideal range, often landing at 4% or even lower. At this level, the risk of heart disease, stroke, and other chronic conditions is significantly higher. One of the biggest reasons that researchers pay attention to this omega-3 index is its strong association with heart health. Studies show that people with a higher omega-3 index have a lower risk of coronary artery disease, heart attacks, arrhythmias, and even high blood pressure. But it doesn't stop there. Omega-3s also play a powerful role in reducing inflammation, one of the biggest drivers of chronic disease. They have been linked to better brain function, improved mood, and even a lower risk of cognitive decline as we age. Research also suggests that maintaining a sufficient omega-3 index is associated with a reduced risk of all-cause mortality, meaning people with higher levels tend to live longer, healthier lives. Even if two people consume the same amount of omega-3s, their omega-3 index can still vary significantly. That's because how your body processes and utilizes omega-3s depends on several factors, including age, genetics, metabolism, body weight, other fat sources, and even certain medications. But diet plays the biggest role. If you're not eating enough omega-3 rich foods, your levels will be low. It's that simple. The best natural sources come from fatty fish, and an easy way to remember them is with the acronym SMASH. So salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. These fish are high in EPA and DHA while being lower in mercury compared to larger fish like tuna. Another major dietary factor is your omega-6 intake. Omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids compete for the same receptors in the body, meaning that if you consume too much omega-6 from processed vegetable oils and fried foods, it can lower your omega-3 index, even if you're eating a decent amount of omega-3s. The modern diet tends to be overloaded with omega-6, which can contribute to inflammation and an unhealthy balance of fats in the body. I'll be talking a little bit about how to lower your omega-6 intake later on. Beyond diet, other lifestyle factors like smoking, excessive alcohol intake, chronic stress, and diets high in processed foods can deplete omega-3 levels while also driving up inflammation. This is why it is not just about adding omega-3s to your diet. It is about creating an overall anti-inflammatory lifestyle that allows your body to effectively absorb and utilize these essential fats for optimal health. Now, if you're wondering whether you should test your omega-3 index, it really depends on your overall health goals. For some, testing can be helpful, especially if there are existing concerns about cardiovascular health, inflammation, or cognitive function. The test is simple. It's just a small blood sample, and it gives a direct measurement of your omega-3 status. However, if you are already consistently eating omega-3 rich foods or supplementing with a high quality source of EPA and DHA, you may not need the test at all. Instead, focusing on maintaining a diet rich in anti-inflammatory fats may be the more practical approach. If your levels are low, or if you want to avoid testing altogether and just make sure that you're getting enough, there are simple ways to increase your omega-3 intake. One of the best approaches is including more fatty fish in your diet. The highest amounts of EPA and DHA come from those smash fish, so salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. These fish are not only rich in omega-3s, but they also are lower in mercury compared to bigger fish. For those who don't eat fish regularly, high-quality omega-3 supplements can help, but not all supplements are created equal. Many cheap fish oil supplements oxidize quickly, leading to a loss of potency. If you do choose to supplement, look for a reputable brand that provides at least 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA per serving. Always check for purity testing and talk to your doctor before starting a supplement, especially if you take blood thinners or other medications that could interact with omega-3s. Raising your omega-3 index is not just about adding more omega-3s to your diet. It is also about balancing your intake of omega-6 fatty acids. Remember what I said about omega-3s and omega-6s competing for the same receptors in your body. So too much omega-6 will bring down your omega-3 index. While omega-6 is an essential fat that your body needs, most people consume far too much of it compared to omega-3. And this imbalance can drive inflammation and push your omega-3 index down. The ideal omega-6 to omega-3 ratio is about 4:1, meaning you should be getting roughly 4 times as much omega-6 as omega-3. But in reality, most modern diets push that ratio closer to 15:1 or even upwards of 20:1. This is all thanks to the widespread use of vegetable and seed oils like soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, and even some processed nut oils. These oils are found in salad dressings, processed snacks, fried foods, fast food, and even many so-called healthy packaged items. This does not mean that you need to cut out omega-6 entirely. Your body still needs it for cell function and brain health. Whole foods like walnuts, almonds, pumpkin seeds, and sunflower seeds contain natural omega-6 in a more balanced form, especially when eaten as part of a nutrient-rich diet. The key is to reduce processed oils and focus on getting omega-6 from whole food sources rather than refined vegetable oils, and switch to oils with lower omega-6 like olive oil and avocado oil. The omega-3 index is a valuable tool for assessing your long-term omega-3 levels and their impact on overall health. But it is just one piece of the puzzle. While getting tested can provide useful insights, the bigger focus should always be on building a lifestyle that naturally supports cardiovascular and brain health. So instead of fixating on a single number, the goal should be to regularly incorporate omega-3 rich foods, prioritize an anti-inflammatory diet, and maintain other heart-healthy habits like regular exercise, stress management, and quality sleep. If you found this video helpful and want to learn more about practical, science-backed ways to improve your health and longevity, be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss future content on how you can live a healthier, longer life. And if you have any questions or experiences with testing your omega-3 index, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, please take good care of yourself.